Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and this is coming to you from my home here in Cave Junction, Oregon. The subject for tonight is constitutional rights. It arises from comments made by a man named Nicholas to a forum concerning the situation of tyranny and the rights of sovereign people. I said to him, everything you have said in this communication is true. Most who read this on this forum will agree with that statement. Yet the present tyranny we experience in Oregon and these United States from our government servants shall continue in their lives. You see, the problem rests not in the venue of thought and theory, but in any action taken on the individual and collective plane of consciousness. The American people have been conditioned to see life as a thought-bound reality. These are the satanic illusions of their minds which limit and bind them just as surely as if they were bound by chains. They have lost touch with the natural world, the essence of divine intelligence, the essence of life that lies clearly beyond the thoughts they hold to be true or not true. The world that is recognizable by the definitions of their mind, but exists nevertheless despite the words and ideas that separate them from other people who hold to different definitions, different words. What is required is an awakening to the natural state of consciousness, which many have lost, and most have given up willingly in return for seeking pleasures of entertainment and the like. It's like awakening in the morning, understanding that you have just experienced a dream state that cannot be recaptured, and have left one dream state only to enter another, fully understanding the circumstances of the various dream states provide one with different powers, not inclusive to one another. In other words, most people live life vicariously through the thoughts they hold, and find that the natural world does not always conform to their dream state expectations. That is the pain and suffering that can be called hell on earth. One remains in hell only by their own consent. They have been seduced into giving their consent via promises of security that are constantly dangled before them, but seldom are delivered by the satanic entity which seduces them. In other words, we, as a sovereign people, creator of government, give up our unalienable rights to others via contract, and are bound by that contract forever, until we awaken to the fact that it is all an illusion based in words, and has no binding effect upon anyone who chooses not to contract with another for the promise of security. In other words, they have sold their souls for a bowl of worldly porridge. Cruden versus Neal states that corporate administrative rules, regulations, and legislation do not apply to non-corporate national people who stand in common law and in full capacity as one of the sovereign people. The law states, "There every man is independent of all laws except those prescribed by nature. He is not bound by any institutions formed by his fellow man without his consent." That is the nature of sovereignty. All men of action are found to be loners, surrounded by people who are joiners. All men of power and their slaves are joiners, found to be managers and manipulators of others, and blind followers of such rules via the collective thought process. There is a vast difference in the two. One is an holistic man who lives by natural law, while the other is a fragmented man, acting in pretense, based in the collective thoughts which support his or her position. If one were to look at themselves, they would see which category they belong to, as thought, the very essence of confusion, is necessary to see the obstacles to life that they harbor within themselves. One must break the bonds of conditioning to see, act, and move in truth. More than a decade ago, I created a set of audio tapes titled Journey Beyond Thought, A Return to the Christ State. Then I followed it up with a book titled Journey Beyond Thought, Breaking the Bonds of the Conditioned Mind. I did so because the bondage of the Christian mindset was too rigidly reactionary to their different but habitual view of the Christ state of consciousness, which binds them to their limited, fragmented, habitual lifestyle. On the secular level, the change in titles did not help much, because the book deals with truth, and not the pablum that is sold as truth via the pulpit and the voting booth. Both venues serve the law of mammon, the law of men, who rule other men via the manipulation and control of thoughts. These are the broken human beings who need each other to fuel the fantasies, the dead, graven images that rule their exclusive, thought-controlled environments, which separate and divide them from others holding to a different thought system. It leads to hell on earth, doesn't it? Few will see the simple truth in this communication, for if they were to do so, they would have to bring about change in their lives, and that is the one thing they don't want to do. That is, to take responsibility for their actions. They'd rather coast along and blame their leadership. Are you watching what is occurring in our country today and our world with the fruits of your hard labor? Government doesn't produce a damned thing. They only manage the hell out of your life by securing, through trickery and deceit, that which is rightfully yours as the producer of such energy. The question remains, Just how damn dumb does one have to be to see this going on and allow it to continue through their consent and support? In the natural world, each of you are the co-creators of your lives. You shape and fashion your world through the quality of your thoughts and your actions. Look at yourselves. How well are you doing?